senior consultant from the Digmatics Poland, and I would like to present today the solution called Continua Expense Management from the theoretical and the practical perspective. Generally, why someone would be interested in implementing Continua Expense Management. All of us within the corporate world are managing the topic of expenses and the spending done by our employees, managers, everyone within the company who generally spend some money. Does not matter if it is the private cash or private cards, credit cards, or the company credit cards. All of us needs to report those spendings to the company to get the money back or be able to simply post through our company our spendings. And this is one of the use case of our Continua Expense Management solution, which enabled us the simple way to add the documents into the Business Central. Our solution is directly connected with the Business Central, so everyone who will get an access to the Continua Expense Management will be able to simply add the document through the application, the documents which I will show you in a second in the practical exercises. Who benefits more than only the users who are simply able to easier be able to simply easier add the documents into the system? Of course, the approvers. If your company already using the document capture plus web approval portal solution, the solution for approval of the documents managed from the expense management site will be done in the exactly the same place. So if you are approving the invoices in the web approval portal, the expenses like regular receipts, the mileages and per diem will be also to be approved in the web approval portal. Of course, as soon we are happy with from the manager perspective, you are happy from the regular employee perspective, we need to give something to the accounting team, which right here takes really important work, because as soon we will be implementing the expense management, we will be agreeing within the team what kind of the expenses will be possible to be added into the system and how those expenses should be added, because there under each of the expense possible to be added, I mean the expense type like accommodation or taxi, will be directly pointing the GL accounts or the dimension setup. So if the regular employee will add some accommodation spending into the system, accounting team will automatically see everything connected with the exact GL account number we've agreed during the implementation and exact dimensions, which could be connected, for example, with the employee or with the GL account. Let's see how our application looks like, because from the theoretical perspective, we know that we would like to provide something to our employees, and this is exactly what we are trying to provide. So our application, which enables you to scan the documents in the real time and send those documents straight into the Business Central. Right here, you see the print screen from the application showing you how the simple document is possible to be put it into the Business Central, because everything what you can see right here should be automatically read. So you will get the information automatically through the AI scanner. Things like amounts, like dates, payment types will be something different. I will show you in a second, because during the import of the transaction from the BC side, system will be able to assign, for example, corporate credit card numbers, which means that this was done from the perspective of the credit card. Let's do a quick stop on the architecture of the system, because we know to whom we would like to provide the solution. We know generally what are the key points in terms of adding the document into the system, but we need to understand generally two perspectives, because the system is working from two sides. We can start work from the expense management user side, which simply This is exactly what I've explained you a second ago with the simple application, doing the scan of the receipt, sending into the BC. Then finance on the right side are getting those informations, doing the quick review. And if everything is fine, then doing the posting. If something is wrong, they can send back the reminder to the expense user. We can also start from this a bit more enhanced functionality, but I think in terms of the effectiveness working in a system, the best way. So we are starting with the corporate credit card transaction, which is directly downloaded to the BC from your bank. So first thing, we would like to make an integration between the BC and your bank. Your bank is sending the data to the BC. BC plus Continua Expense Management, transforming those transactions into the expense types. Those expense types are sent back to the expense user, so from the right side to the left side, and there users simply from the application seeing those transactions, attaching the necessary documents like receipts and sending back the information to the business central, to the accounting team with necessary information, right? So we can start from the simple document without the transaction, and we can start from the transaction to the expense user. Then we are adding the attachment and sending back to the business central. That was a really quick tour through the theoretical part. And of course, on today's session, I would like to provide you the general information about how it works. So let me change the sharing and let's log into the system. So right now, we are logged into the Business Central with the expense management implemented. What we can see straight from this place is, of course, the information about our transaction. I would like to start the whole process from this, the most enhanced functionality containing, of course, the bank transaction. Straight right here, I'm logged in as an expense management user, and I can see that I have 4 transactions from my bank, which are not yet connected with any of the users. Let's see how it looks like. Right here, I have information about the cards and I have information about the card holder. So generally, I know who did those spendings because I've provided the credit cards to someone, but I do not have yet the information who it is from the Continua perspective, because I would like to start the conversation based on the application of Continua Expense Management, not through the additional tools. So what I do right now, this is very first moment I can see such a user reporting some spending from their credit cards. I can simply assign such a card to one of the users. I can see that it is card from Lina. So from my perspective, it is also Lina. Do I want to assign all of the spendings right here with the setup of the MasterCard? Yes, I want. And right now, system is verifying my whole setup within the BC, everything what we agreed during the implementation, and straight from those simple 4 lines with the transaction from the bank, will create the ready documents, which will be the topic for the further verifications, approvals, and finally will be the lines of a posting. So right here, I can see that I have 4 documents ready for further actions. I need to synchronize all of the informations within the BC, and straight right there, I have 4 expenses. On today's presentation, we will not be talking only about the expenses. I will walk through the topic of the mileages, I will walk through the topic of the per diems, and I will walk through also the topic of the expense reports, which simply contains the informations about all those 3 types of the documents. Because, for example, during the business trip, I do not want to send to my manager every single spending one by one, but after I come back from the business trip, I'm creating the expense report, and there I'm attaching all of my spendings. And finally, my manager will see only 1 document to be approved, not 15, for example. So let's see how our expenses looks like. Right here, we have already the information that I have 4 spendings connected with the status pending expense user. It means that system could generally generate those lines and already informed my employee about the necessary action. So let's see how those necessary actions looks alike, because I would like to walk through the whole process from all of the perspectives, from the employee, from the manager, and also from the accounting team. This is our app simulation, which simply should give us the view of our employee. Over there, we have already the red dot, which means that something is connected with our user and we need to take an action. Of course, every single time something will be added for the user to manage, they will get the push message, just like you are getting the notification on your iPhone or any other mobile device. This is also connected with the push messages. As soon as we click open, we have 4 documents ready for our actions. We can already see that all of those spendings were done with the MasterCard. It means that it is connected with, of course, our credit cards. Will not get the money back for those spendings. We need to just provide the information to the company with the confirmation what are the real documents behind and how it should be simply posted. Let's start from our first document. Let's take it from the list. Right here, system will ask me, of course, to provide the attachment. As soon as we have the pre-prepared repository for the documents on our mobile, system will be able to at first scan it in the moment you will add it to the repository, and after it, if you will be doing the reports, system will automatically propose you the documents which fits the expenses created by your accounting. This is good. We can see that system already assigned the payment type MasterCard, which is our corporate credit card. If I would like to click it right here, I won't be able to do it, because if I will, for example, be able to change it into the private card, system will automatically generate the proposal for the sending money back. It will be posted on your vendor ledger entry as something to be paid to you. We do not want to send the money back for the spendings which were done with the corporate credit card. It was an iPhone. So description right here is mandatory. Let's submit it. So in this specific case, our job on this document is simply finished. Let's come back to our Business Central and see how it looks like from the accounting team right here. So right now, from the accounting team, there is nothing more to do for the moment, because right now this document is automatically sent out to the approver of the manager of the person who reported such a spending. So from the accounting team, we see everything every single moment, but right now we need to take an action as an approver. So the approver is possible to be done, of course, from the Business Central side. So we can approve the document straight right here. We see the PDF on the right side. And of course, we can go through the regular web approval portal, which enabled us to see simply the documents exactly the same way as we could see with the document capture with the regular process of the invoice approval. Only thing differs right here, we do not see the purchase type, it is the expense type. I can click it, and on the right side, I will see in a second the PDF. Right. So we can see that we can, of course, approve the document, we can reject the document. Rejecting the document is always connected with the process of adding the comment. We need to give a quick feedback to the accounting team what to do with such a document, or to the expense user, because it could be also sent back straight to the person who reported such a spending. Eventually, we can forward such a document to someone else in terms of the approval. So we are not asking to give a comment in terms of reporting such a spending. We would like to ask just for the approval of someone else. So we can choose the person from the list who should be the next approver. And we have three options to manage such a document. We can approve and forward. We can forward without approval, which is quite dangerous from my perspective, because we are erasing ourselves from the whole procedure. We are just replacing ourselves with someone else. Or we can send it to someone else and ask to send such a document again to me for the final approval. So let me choose the first option. I would like to ask my finance controller to give a feedback. Please just check. And this document will disappear from my list. I can go back to my Business Central. And right here, I can refresh everything and I will see my document ready for the approval straight by me. This document is not shared to me as it was previously. It is directly connected with my user. So I'm approving such a document. I'm sending same time just the straight information to my employee that this document was approved. Let's synchronize everything again, and let's see our first expense ready for the final posting, right? So we have straight right here the information in a Business Central about the PDF itself, because it is mandatory for the further verifications. Second. So we will see exactly the information about the PDF. We will see the expense type with the connected values, which is extremely important for the accounting team, because we do not need to assign all of the informations manually. We will automatically see that under the type of the expense hardware, we will see the details like posting and the reimbursement method internally on a user. We will see that we have the assigned GL account. And if we would like to assign also some default dimensions to the hardware type, we could also do it. Setup looks like this. So straight under all of the types of the expenses, we have the informations about the way of posting, eventually the VAT setup, and of course, if we would like to set up the dimensions, we can also assign the default dimensions to the individual expense type. And everything what I'm showing you right here is the default setup which you are receiving from us during the implementation. So you are not starting from scratch. You have the ready setup which you can test and then simply modify to your needs. So you do not need to make up everything right here. Of course, you need to assign your GL account number to your dimensions, but generally the global approach to the spendings is ready for you. So it's quite fast implementation from this perspective. Let's try to post such a document. And one will be erased from the list of open expenses. Okay, let's think about the rest of our spending right here. So we need to manage the documents from the employee perspective. We need to make our work done. So once again, application. So I have one more red dots on the right side, meaning that I have something completed. So right here, I have the confirmation my spending for iPhone was fully completed, fully approved, fully posted, right? I do not need to do anything more about it. And of course, I will have the full history of all of the spending I did till the moment, of course, with the search functionality. Let's see rest of our documents. Right here we have the espresso and Westin. My proposal right here would be to prepare the report from the business trip with containing those two documents. So let's start with our hotel accommodation. Right here, I'm choosing that it will be my Westin hotel. Yes, this is the correct document. System already taken the data about the amounts. Let's say it was London trip. Right here, I would like to add the report. I do not have the report yet, so straight from one document, I can already create such a report. Create. And right here, to this one just created, I will assign the document. Good. Right here, as you can see, I do not have an option to submit the expense because I'm right now just attaching the expense to my report. Document saved. I have my trip right here, which replaced the Westin Hotel. Let's do the same thing with my meal, for example. So it was kind of a lunch or coffee. It's not matter. The matter is that we have the expense type food and beverages, which means for the accounting team, exact GL accounts, exact information about the dimensions, and document ready for further verification in terms of posting. Right here, let's add it to the report. Correct. Let's add, of course, the document system proposing me the most probable the document connected with such as spending. Correct. Save. Right now, I can go into my London trip, which currently contains two documents. I can go once again to the list of those documents. I can manage it. So I can be, for example, on the first day on a business trip, and I have 2 more days ahead. So I'm just right now creating the report, and as soon I will have anything new, I'm just adding the expense, mileage, per diem, any kind of the document ready for my further submission. It simply make my life a bit more easier in terms of reporting spendings. So let's submit such a report. Yes, this is completed. Okay, I have one document left, which I will show you in a second. Let's come back to our Business Central and see the result of our work. Perfect. So we do not have, we no more have the free expenses. We have one expense, which is a LinkedIn, and we have one report containing 2 spending. Right here, the document contains the status open, which is also quite important because previous document went well fully. So we did not have the status open. Anything was verified by the system as something to be checked. Right here, down below in the comments section, we have the information that we have 2 warnings. Warnings are not the errors. So generally, I could simply post such a document without the verification. But system, if finds something to be checked, is giving us the status open, so the accounting team will be able to verify it just right now, because we would like to avoid the situation that the document will be approved by all of the approvers and accounting team on the last step will say everything is wrong, we are starting from the beginning, right? So straight right here, we are verifying the document. If something is wrong, with something is not compliant with our policy, or there are some technical things like right here, system is verifying how such a document look alike. And right here, it is also quite important, verify that similar document could be generally done through the document capture. It looks similar to the document capture, which of course is something to be considered, because of course, if we would like to extract such a document, we could also move such a document from the expense management tool to the document capture. So those tools are fully connected. So if something should be transferred through the document capture, for example, connecting the documents with the receipt or order, we are still ready to do. We do not need to erase everything and upload it again. We are just simply going through the process of transferring the data to the document capture. We are still within the same Business Central database. Straight right here, I can see that everything from my perspective right now is fine. I can send it for the approval. Yes, the document is sent out to the approval. Let's leave it as it is because the approval process was shown on this presentation. I do not want to take your time on the same things. What I would like you to see right now is the expense connected with the purchase contract. So right here, I would like to come back, of course, to my LinkedIn document. I will say to my accounting team, this is kind of a subscription. I have an invoice. Yes. This is fine. Expense type is assigned correctly. Let's submit it and see the document from the BC side. Because there you will see that you will get already the information which is a bit more than just a simple warning. So straight right here, as soon we created the correct setup, we see that the purchase contract is missing. Purchase contract module is kind of an enhancement to the expense management or document capture, which keeps track of your perpetual spendings. For example, if you are getting kind of a documents which are coming to your company every single month, if you are getting the same invoice through the whole year, we do not want to have our managers approving the same document every single month. We would like to create the purchase contract, which gathered the information about such a contract, which will be approved once. And as soon every single document which is connected with such a purchase contract is fine, we would like to avoid the further verifications, further additional document checks, right? So I will show you such a document in details because it could be used in many cases. Right here we have the confirmation that we have the LinkedIn subscription starting from the November 24. We have the total yearly amount. We are expecting such a document received monthly, and our price type is fixed. So I do not want to have any document which is greater or lower than the expected monthly value. I can see right here that we have one open document connected with such a contract and 0 till the moment posted. Of course, I would like to change it. I would like to confirm that this is my purchase contract, and I would like to, even though just for the confirmation, send it for the final confirmation, because for the first time it could be something new. So I would like to get the confirmation from the manager. I need to be sure that he knows about it. Let's come back to our approval portal. And I have 2 documents. So right now I could, of course, select everything and approve it. This is possible, of course, not recommended. I would like to walk through my spendings one by one. Okay, I can see one spending with the with the document assigned, and I can see my second document straight right here. So just right now, I will approve 2 of those documents at the same time. Last document right here. This is one of my subscriptions. Yeah, this is absolutely fine. Very good. So let's come back to our Business Central. And straight right here, we will see that we have one document ready for the final posting, which I would like to do straight right here. And I have also my one expense connected with the subscription ready for the posting. Everything from my list is right now posted. So regular spendings, kind of out-of-pocket spendings are done. let's come back to our a bit more complex topics like mileages and per diems. So once again, I'm starting always from the employee perspective, because right here, they will be doing much of the job. From the manager and the accounting team is just the verification. We would like to push this whole responsibility to our employees who manage the spendings based on the rules we will provide to them. So let's try new mileage. Yes, I would like to use the functionality of checking my locations plus the verifications of the road through the Google Maps. So I will say that I'm going from Digmatics Poland to Digmatics Latvia. Let's see what's the distance between us. Yeah, so system could find those two locations. Okay, we have 420 miles. The purpose is just a trip, and we are starting our journey today. Any more information is needed? Let's submit it. Okay, the requirement of the additional document is enabled, so I will confirm that I was there, for example, attaching some petrol document. Submit. Okay, I was traveling from now here to the colleagues in Latvia, and I would like to, of course, prepare the same way back. So I can do submit and create return. So system will just revert all of those informations and ask me to provide the second receipt, confirming that I was there, and everything there should be fine. I do not continue my journey. I would like to just report my way there and way back. Let's synchronize it. I have two mileages created. From the general perspective, everything looks fine. So it is within the company policy. So straight right here, my manager received the information that I was traveling from Poland to Latvia on 28th, and same day I just went back from my trip, and each of those trip is 189 pounds, and those amounts should be sent back to me because I did it with my private card. Of course, we can change such a setup. We can prepare the individual rules for managing the refunds for the business trips. We can have the private car split it into the multiple rates, like for example in Poland. In France, we have lots of the rates, for example. We can also assign here the company car where the refunds simply does not exist because we are traveling with the company car. We can also attach the attachment from the spendings from the petrol, for example, if we have some kind of corporate cards connected to it. It's all about the setup and all about the things you would like to keep straight right here. So I'll approve my way there and way back. Done. We are right here done. Of course, as soon we were traveling, we would like to have some meals prepared for us from the, of course, accounting perspective. So right here, I'm going into the per diems. I was there just for 1 day, so I do not have any need of the accommodation. For example, I've started my trip very early at 6 a.m. and I've come back to the office or home straight around 8 p.m., for example. It was my trip. And then I'm going into the details. Right here, the document is pending calculation. And it is pending calculation because I need to decide how and what for I would like to get the money from the company. If I had the breakfast, if I had the lunch, if I had the dinner, of course, we can also attach such an allowance like drinks and transportation. In most of the cases, we are focusing on those three types of the meals plus accommodation allowance. Of course, we are adding this accommodation allowance as soon we have at least 2 days of a travel. So here we have the full package. Yes. Let's come back and let's submit it. Perfect. So let's come back to our Business Central and see our per diem. Let's see what we will get from our company back. We have one spending, and based on the spending, I can already see that system calculated that I will get £10. I have 10-hour meal allowance. I will have no money for hotel because I was not having any accommodation. In terms of the deduction, everything was fine, so I will not have any deductions from the perspective of the meals. So generally, what I'm planning to get is £10. Let's approve such a document. So I will come back once again, continue web approval portal, mark per diems. I'll also straight right here. Yeah, my manager will see I had the breakfast, I had the lunch, I had the dinner, no accommodation, generally £10 in total. It's fine. Let's come back to the list. Let's synchronize it. Once again, we have 2 mileages to be posted. I will post it. Here I will have 1 per diem, which is already in a release state, so I would like to post it. Let's synchronize everything once again. We have made all of the possible transactions within the expense management for the moment, and I would like to see the result of our work, because generally what we did till the moment is, of course, adding lots of the documents straight into the system with verifications of the setup. In the application, my user will see simply everything. So let me synchronize it because anything is yet synchronized there. From their perspective, it is in most of the cases approved or completed. Let's synchronize it again. It will take time. So let's come back to our Business Central and see the results from our perspective as an accounting team. For example, I would like to run the status report for the expense management. I would like to see all of the types of postings, all of the refunds straight from the beginning for Lina, because Lina was just starting the work with us last week, for example, and I would like to see what is the status with their work. So I'm choosing Lina, and let's print such a report. This is, of course, also a default report ready for you after the implementation. This is exactly how the document looks like. Right here we have the summary per spending. So here we have the expenses like subscription for LinkedIn. We have the iPhone spending. Then we had the trip there and back from Poland to Latvia office. And on the end, we had also the trip for which I should get £10 for meals, any accommodations included. This is how we can manage it. Okay, so generally from the technical perspective, that's all what I would like to present you during today's meeting. Of course, I would like to start with you some kind of the conversation. If you already have some kind of a question, I would like to right now give you a space to open the discussions and try to answer everything what I will be able to. On a Teams, you have the option to start the Q&A. So if you would like to make a question, please please add the question. I will try same time answer all of your questions. Yes, of course. We can share with you the recording, and I'm more than happy to prepare for you some meeting on which I will be able to show you the solution in more detail. So thank you very much for the interest, and I will come back to you with the information about the recording, and we can schedule some individual session for your company. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mateusz, we have one question in
Yes, please.
in Q&A option. If you could look at that.
I'm changing the screen. Yes, if I could show the entries, of course, I could show the entries. So the difference between the document capture and expense management looks like this, that we are not posting the document itself. We are posting it through the lines. So let's see the posted expenses. And right here we have the hardware spending, this one first from the list. Let's find entries. This is done through the company credit card, so anything will be on an employee. It will be going straight to the GL entry. Let's see the different types. So let's go to the place where we will have something on an employee. So let's take the mileages. Let's see our posted mileages, and straight right here I can see find entries, and we have employee ledger entry, which means that I need to send to my employee 180 pounds. Does it meet your question? If you need more details, of course, please just provide me the questions and I will try to answer. Okay, thank you. Okay, last chance. Do we have some questions, or we are finishing here? Good. So thank you very much for joining today's session. It was very nice to meet everyone. Right here are the details how you can connect me. I'm more than happy, as I said, to present you the solution directly based on your company needs. So if you feel that it is something which suit your needs, suit your company, I would like to invite you to contact me in details, and I will schedule with you the individual presentations. Thank you very much for joining the presentation, and have a nice day.